He's not going back.
We're not going
he can't
back.
go back. He's got 2 decades of skeeting, and he ain't going back.
Right, I got more skeeting left in me.
He's got
Thank God. Not an ad. Not an ad. Brought to you by Hims.
Hello and welcome to Is This Good? The show where we boldly, conclusively, and scientifically decide what things in this big wide world are good. I'm Matt Austin, and with me as always is production powerhouse Jason Doyle.
Hello.
Hi JD, thanks for coming. And today's guest is a returning Is This Good champion and multiple award-winning broadcaster. We're talking all the major ones. Cablefax, USMAP, Synopsis. That's right. You can keep your EGOT because this guy has cucked. All right? So the first C is Cablefax, second U is USMAP, and the second C is Synopsis. You're like, that starts with an S. No, it doesn't. Not these awards. They start with a C. CYNOPSIS. Glad I explained that. He's the host of No Dunks, the oldest and best basketball podcast on the planet. It's Jay Skeets. Skeets, welcome back. Is this good?
Thank you. It's great to be back. Thank you for listing all of my achievements. Trying to get my green card right now, and you can bet your ass I've got those on a list.
Oh, we've all... This was like secret information. This was like a Navajo code passed down from generation to generation. Every time someone had to do a resume or some like official document for the government, which we all had to do, it was like, when did we win best use of Twitter? Best use of Twitter. That's an award. That's an award we won.
It's so true. Yeah. It's insane. Like when they submit all this stuff too, they print like websites. Have you seen this?
Yeah.
It looks hilarious. Like, who is getting this and looking at 25 pages with this broken code and dumb photos that say, we won some Twitter award. It's insanity.
Yeah.
We had best podcast going 2014 to 2016 over there. I can't remember if that was a Cablefax or a Synopsis, but
I'm not sure.
My theory was that they just weigh it, and when it actually reaches 10 pounds or whatever the threshold is, then you get your green card.
That's good.
Yeah.
Good enough.
Yeah, exactly.
The government?
Yeah.
You think that the government is like doing an essay in the 4th grade where you're like, well, if I double space it, it looks much longer.
Totally.
Yeah, I think so a little bit.
So you think your lawyer's just there working the margins? Like, 0.5, I don't know.
Yep.
Yeah.
100%.
Really squeeze this thing in
pay
there.
them the big bucks.
I'm doing 2 spaces after a period.
They kept kicking mine back, and I just sent them more paper, and then finally it just, it worked.
It was those awards were so funny because we didn't even know those existed really. It was just usually the people at Turner would just submit us for them. Yeah. And then one day they'd come to us and be like, "Hey, you won 2 Synopsis awards." Cool, thanks. Is that real? I would go online and try to Google and figure it out. I couldn't even find where. I think Cablefax were the biggest of the ones we've won.
Yes.
And then I feel like even they were like, "Oh, there's a ceremony for this." And we're like, "Can we go?" And they're like, "No."
Yeah.
No, we're not paying for you to go. Nobody cares that much.
As far as I know, I don't know if any of these things are real.
I have the awards.
Yeah, I was going to say, some of them...
You do?
Yeah.
Yeah, go reach for
Oh, show us one.
Vamp.
Okay, he's trying to find it in his little bookshelf behind him here. He's searching through bobbleheads. He's searching through books.
If you're only listening, I want you to picture a movie where a detective goes to someone and they have to find an answer that's in a book, and they have a huge library with that ladder that slides across all the books.
Okay.
I think it's somewhere up here.
Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah, there was that.
Oh yeah, that's a hunk of shit. What is that?
It's an honorable mention. Even. It's not even an award. Cablefax 2018 honorable mention Screenster Awards, whatever that is. Use of live streaming.
It's all made up.
The Starters Twitter show.
So made up.
The Starters Twitter show.
Yep.
Oh, that was just for the Twitter show.
And this is another honorable mention.
Nice.
Honorable mention.
Video or podcast, Turner Sports, NBA Digital's The Starters.
Okay.
There are bigger ones back there. I think those are the actual
ones.
Well,
hold on a second. Oh, so you think that when it's not an honorable mention, you get a better award?
Yeah, it's a
Because
bigger.
that was
it's
just
the
a piece
same
of
thing.
glass that was etched.
Yeah. He's
No, well, it's an etched piece of glass. It's just bigger.
Oh, okay. Well, that's
So
not
many
really much
pictures.
better.
my
Actually,
God.
2018 winner, use of Twitter, like you said, so the starters Twitter show.
Twitter.
We use Twitter, guys.
We used it.
And then
Can't
this
say we didn't use it.
is the social media award.
now look at that.
Now this is an award.
That's a good
This is the
award. What's that
TAS.
for?
This is the NBA TV social media awards. Remember, when we were at the Score, we appeared on it. It was hosted by Shaq, and we were live
yeah.
Okay,
live
that's
from the Score studios.
That's a true fake award.
It's a
Yeah,
true fake award.
yeah.
Yeah, this one actually feels
I mean, that looks like
weighty.
Yeah,
and
like an Oscar
cool.
or a
Yeah.
Slammy or something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
1 year they did these. I think.
Okay. Well, Skeets, if you could believe it or not, before we even get to housekeeping, I got an email to the Is This Good email box. That's isthisgoodpod@gmail.com about you. An Is This Good question specifically about you.
Wow.
I put it aside and said, well, if Skeets ever comes on the show, didn't know when that was going to happen again, but thankfully you agreed to come on. So I saved this question. The joke is that you come on all the time, and we appreciate it every time. Here we go. Dear Matt and JD, I'm somewhere between a casual and a sicko of the No Dunks cinematic universe. I've had a tweet of the week on the No Dunks podcast. Okay, what a brag.
Do you want an award for that? We'll send you a cable fax.
Best tweet of the week submission. Honorable mention. My husband is a real sicko for both Is This Good and No Dunks, so I will sit and listen to them with him every now and then. Thus, my question. You know that Jay Skeets is Phil Elder. I know that Jay Skeets is Phil Elder. We all know he is Phil Elder. So what I'm asking is, at this point, is Skeets good? If the real sickos and most casuals know his name, is the awkward correction worth it for when anyone lets the word Phil slip? That's from Morgan R. So I think, first of all, one thing Morgan is, whether she's not getting or is choosing to overlook, it's never awkward. It is a opportunity for a joke when
Yeah.
someone says, "Oh, well, Phil, remember when you?" And then you go, "Oh, yeah, I mean Skeets."
Or,
And then
yeah,
someone
somebody
goes,
goes,
"Who's Phil?
Yeah,
Who's
right.
Phil?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what do you think? Because at this point, I think it is true that everyone knows. At first, I would say that was not true. People legitimately thought your name was Jay Skeets.
Yep.
And you were doing it to hide your identity, as many early bloggers did, because
Yep.
they didn't want their bosses to know that they were huge losers. But at this point, what do you think?
But what are my options? To just completely just go with my real name?
I guess so, yeah.
Well,
Reclaim it.
that's a horrible decision branding-wise. I literally
Yeah.
built up 2 decades worth of branding in a
I've
very
been
memorable
skeeting
name.
for 2 decades.
Yeah, exactly. To just then go with Phil seems... I mean, that just seems silly. That seems ridiculous. But it is a weird thing. Like, I have this in my real life because I'll go play pickup hoops with Trey, and some people will know me through the show. And so when I meet someone for the first time, I do this thing where I'm like, I'm Phil, but everybody here is going to call me Skeets. And then
Right.
they're like, so what do you go by? And I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't care, but like, just go. Generally, I just say, go with Skeets. Whatever everybody else is going to do in this room, just go with that. But then some will call me Phil. Anyway, that part can get a little tiring. But for the show, yeah, it's a bit. You said it, Matt. Now when somebody says Phil, and it happens all the time, it's just like, oh, who's that? And that's just like a dumb bit for us.
Right.
So we're not changing
Yeah.
anything.
I mean, when the show started, it was just you and Tass sitting at the table in your condo break room or
Yeah,
pool room,
game
whatever
room,
it was. If Tass had said Phil, that would have been cause to, oh, we got to stop the show. We can't not reveal.
Yeah, maybe. It happened from time to time back
Yeah.
in the olden days. Not a lot. It's more like on shows like this, and then obviously, suddenly Nora's on a podcast, and like she's gonna say
Right.
my real name. And that makes sense. Rachel, I know for sure too.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't care. It's not a secret, like you said. But there were a lot of people. You're right, Matt. Like they had no clue that my real name wasn't either J.E. or Skeets or something like
Right.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I responded to Morgan because, as you know, I respond to everyone that sends me an email.
Yes.
Eventually. You might not get it for a bit, but that's okay. I said, also, it's useful because in your life, if you're walking down the street and you hear someone say, hey, Skeets,
Yeah.
you know you don't know that person, probably.
Probably.
Like, it's a fan, someone that's listened to the show, someone that recognizes you.
Right.
But we've all, like, if your name was just Phil Elder professionally and someone walked up to you and said, oh, hey, Phil, you might be like, oh my God, am I supposed to know who this person is? Is this like person, did I meet this person through a friend and they're going to think I'm an asshole if I don't remember? But it actually kind of puts people into buckets, whether they see you out and say, hey, Phil, or hey, Elder, which actually I don't really hear people call you, or Skeets.
Yeah, it's useful for that for sure. When you hear a Skeets and you know right away, and 99% that's going to just be a fan that I maybe don't know in person. Where if I get Phil, it's like, okay, I know this person somehow. I've told them my legal name.
Right.
So how do I know them? So yeah, it helps. It helps.
All right, it helps. Morgan, he's not going back.
We're not going
he can't
back.
Go back. He's got 2 decades of skeeting, and he ain't going back.
Right, I got more skeeting left in me.
He's got.
Thank God. Not an ad. Not an ad brought to you by Hims.
It's a virile name.
Right.
Okay, so quick housekeeping. If you'd like to support the show, go to patreon.com/isthisgood. You'll get ad-free episodes. You'll get access to our thriving community on Discord. And they're getting weirder, by the way, over there. Sometimes I step in there and I'm like, did I miss like 60 messages? Usually the answer is yes. Yeah. But they're doing AI photography now. Like they're putting in prompts to like recreate things that have happened on the show.
Oh God.
Some of them being Jessica Biel in a shower.
Oh wow.
It's making some people uncomfortable.
Are you gonna have to come in there and sort of hey, get in line? Yeah.
It's a great question. I don't feel very comfortable with that. Like something would have to be really going awry for me to step in,
right,
and be moderator daddy. But yeah. I kind of hope it's a self-policing community.
You would think so. You would hope so.
Yeah.
You'd hope so. You want to let the pea hounds run free.
Yeah.
But
do you even know what's going on in your Discord?
Do I in the No Dogs Discord?
Yeah, because there's a lot of people in there.
Yeah, I do, but I'm not on it all the time. But I pop in from time to time.
We don't moderate that, do we?
No, not really. I mean,
yeah.
No, because it's sort of like an unofficial No Dunks, but it's sort of our official one at this point.
Hey, if you're looking for an unmoderated place to reach a lot of people, use the whatever you were going to share on 4chan, 8chan, Reddit that they're shadow banning you. Get on the No Dunks Discord.
I'm trying
to think. Conspiracy
I think
theories.
Some people have maybe been kicked out, just spamming.
Oh,
and stuff
really?
like that. Yeah, more of that, I think. But I didn't.
The day we ever have to kick a pea hound out, that'll be.
Oh, it's gonna happen.
You know what we're gonna call it? Neutering them.
Yeah. Or take them out back behind the barn.
Take them out behind the barn.
Wow, old Yeller stuff.
Okay. Anyways, behave, everyone.
Yeah.
But it's a wild, wacky little place in there. So get in there, and you get an exclusive episode every month. And you can send topics for future shows to isthisgoodpod@gmail.com. I will respond eventually. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube, where you're gonna watch this episode. I'm going to ruin what this episode is. It's the wheel. The wheel looks so goddamn cool on YouTube. You're going to want to go. Skeets had never seen it before. It's going to blow your mind when you see it.
I know. I'm very excited about the wheel.
Leave a review on Apple Podcasts. The premise of the show is very simple. I'm going to give you a topic, and you tell me if it's good, but that topic is going to be randomly selected by a spinning wheel that JD controls. We don't know what's going to come up. That's right. It's the return of the wheel. Wow. Skeets, how do you feel about the wheel? Did you experience it when Trey first experienced it?
I did, of course. I listened to every podcast. I was a fan of it. I like the addition to the show. I was shocked by how many options there are on the wheel.
Too many, you think?
But there's a lot, but that's okay. I think it's almost better because we're not going to get to everything.
No, absolutely
and
not.
Can you tell me did stuff that didn't come up with Trey because the wheel didn't select it, did it get bumped to me?
Yes. Basically what I did was I took out everything that had been done with Trey. Then I looked at the list and there was New Year's resolutions on it because that episode was closer to January. Though I did think about leaving that in as a checkup, seeing how we were doing, but I ended up taking it out.
Okay.
So there's at least half the topics are new.
Okay, great. Well, I'm pumped. I'm excited to see where we land.
All right. Well, yes, as you said, there's a lot of topics. How many? 18. Why 18? Because you need to be 18 to legally vote on whether something is good.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. No one under 18 in the Discord.
Right.
I don't think, but we have no way to control it. So, sure. All right, JD, why don't we get it started? Why don't you spin that wheel? So excited to see what's going to come up. Oh, there the wheel. She's a-moving. Yard signs asking not to let your dog poop or pee in the yard. I'm going not good on this. This is an immediate not good. They're too sort of cutesy and sarcastic sometimes. And the one I'm seeing a lot now is just a mass-produced one that looks like you buy 100 of them at Home Depot for $4. And it just is a little yard tag. It's a thin plastic with a point at the bottom, so you just use that point to stick it in the grass.
Yeah.
And it just says, "Be respectful." And I don't know if that means like be respectful and when your dog poops here, clean it up, or does it mean be respectful and don't let your dog poop or pee here? I don't even know. And also, what do you think makes your lawn so goddamn special that no one can pee or poop on it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Poop is great.
You know what?
It's fertilizer.
If your lawn is that precious to you, put up a fucking fence. That's what you do.
Yeah.
That's what you do. If you do not want a dog to... Look, I'm all for if my sweet Luna takes a dump on your lawn, I'm picking it up.
Of course.
I can't believe that people can have the nerve to just walk away and
Right.
leave a giant, pile there. That's crazy to me because that's just too much. But yeah, to pee or poo, like if as long as I take care of it, like, yeah, like these signs are stupid. Also, I always think, have you seen the ones where the dog is literally like it's taking a poo?
Right.
Like the
Right.
sign is of a dog
I have
taking a
seen
poo.
this, yes.
But it's telling me to not have my actual dog take a poo.
Right.
But you'd rather have a sign of a fake dog taking a poo that lives there.
Right.
That's weird, isn't it?
Yeah. A permanent picture of a
Yeah.
dog pooping on the lawn that you don't want pooped on.
Yeah,
It's
I find that-
ridiculous.
Another great point. What's worse? Having a dog poop on your lawn, someone picks it up so you never even know it was there, or having an ugly sign on your precious
That's
lawn.
what I'm saying. Yeah. That's so backwards to me.
Okay, now I wouldn't have been able to ask you this question before I had a dog,
Yeah.
but something I've run into is, what do you do when you have a loose stool?
Look, yeah. It's
a thing.
It's-
Look,
Sure.
yeah.
It is. It is. I'm
No
not-
bag. It can't be held in a bag.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, okay, you got to get that dog to the vet.
Yeah.
That's not good. But I know what you mean. I try my best.
Exactly.
I maybe do a little smear,
Yep.
and then leave it. I'm not coming back with water or anything. It's like it's gonna rain.
okay.
Don't worry.
Yeah. At a certain point, it's performative, right? Like you're just like,
Yes.
Yeah, a little
you're
bit.
just smearing it around, basically wiping it up. But yeah, that's all you can do is just make it look like you made an effort and move on with your day.
But what do you guys do with these signs that are on a particular lawn? Like, will you urge your dogs to go to the next lawn without the sign, or you don't give a crap?
To be
Pun
honest,
intended.
I usually will, if it looks like a well manicured lawn, I will avoid it
Yeah.
in general, because it's like, well, this person cares that much about their lawn. For the record, I think lawns are stupid. I think they should just, especially in places like LA where there's not a lot of water, or, here it's fine, but I like environmentally they're so bad. Like you can hear the leaf blowers and the fucking the ride-on mowers around here. Like I hate them. But if you care that much, I'd try to avoid letting my dog poop on it. And by the way, poop, you're right, not a problem. But if you have a female dog, that their bitches pee, it burns. It
Yeah.
will actually
Yeah.
damage the lawn.
That's what a majority of these people are saying. Stay off the lawn for.
I think so.
Yeah, it's
I mean, but if they were being, they're saying poo, but really pee is the problem.
Yeah, but that's, I don't know. You're allowed to pee anywhere.
Well,
If you're a dog, 100%.
Yeah.
yeah, if you're a dog, you are.
Yeah.
Okay, what about when it goes house, lawn, sidewalk, and then that other little thing
Yeah.
there, and people try to police that?
No,
I'm like,
that's
is that
nice.
even yours?
No.
I mean,
Yep.
show me the deed. Show me the deed.
Yeah. That's everybody's. My dog has
Is it though?
just as
It
my
might-
right. I think
Is
it
it?
is in some cities.
Yes.
I'm not sure it is. I'm not sure. I
I-
do think it might be control because, aren't there some ordinances about how you have to mow, like in certain HOAs, or I don't know if the HOA makes it different.
Okay, I'm sure maybe it's different for every city. I'm almost positive. I'll check with my mom and dad after this show, but like
Mommy and Daddy.
I remember that they said that's like it actually would belong to the city. Like that, you're talking the strip of grass between
Right.
the sidewalk and the road.
But you're responsible to mow it.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. So
It's just like you're responsible for your sidewalk.
Yeah.
In front of your house.
yeah, and
Like,
you're
shovel.
responsible to shovel it. Exactly. So it's like that's part of the community,
No,
guy.
but I can't put whatever I want there is the point. I don't think. I can't plant a
Right.
tree there.
So can you legally put a pile of dog shit there?
Can you put a bunch of pink flamingos for someone's 40th birthday?
No, you can't. You can't. And it belongs to the community, even if it's part of your property. It's there to be shat upon and pissed upon.
Okay, yeah. So that's open season.
I think so.
We think so.
That's the social contract. We have dogs in the neighborhood. Please don't do it on my lawn. Do it on the nature strip or whatever the hell it's called.
And again, if it's...
And what about outdoor cats? What are they? They're getting away with murder.
Yeah, they do whatever.
Literally.
Well, first of all, they're literally getting away with murder because
murder.
they're killing every bird we have in this country. That's why we don't have any bald eagles anymore, okay?
Because of cats. Wow.
The little calico is killing them all. But I mean, they're obviously pissing and shitting outside. And there's...
Yeah.
I didn't look this up, but I'm going to say there's more stray cats than stray dogs.
Stray, sure.
Right, wild. Oh, yeah. because
Definitely
there's
outdoors running free,
Yeah,
for
yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Yeah, that's...
Have you ever been confronted by a homeowner?
With a cat.
No. By a homeowner where your dog is doing its business on a lawn that says or has a sign, "Don't do it here." Nobody.
I personally have not yet. No, I don't think I have.
So, in my neighborhood, when we had first moved in, it was pretty early after at least getting Luna. It's just like a side street. There on a corner though, big lawn, corner lawn, no fence, of course.
Yeah.
And I'm walking Luna. Luna starts doing her business, and an old woman started yelling at me from her house, like through the window, like through the door screen. And I had headphones in. I'm like, what? I take them out. I'm like, what? And then she's screaming because Luna took a pee on her lawn. And I was like, I was like, what do you want me to do? Again, if you don't live here on a corner lot or put up a fence, even put a little dinky little 1 foot high fence, and then we can't go in there and people can't cut across your lawn. But they didn't have any signs that said don't do it. But I thought that was insane. That to me is crazy.
Yeah, I don't know.
What?
If it was a short fence, I would still put my dog's penis through one of the fence holes.
Oh, wow. I wouldn't do that. I respect a fence. I respect a boundary.
Oh.
Okay, well, there you have it, JD. Spin that wheel. Good
Yeah.
fences make good neighbors, says J. Skeets. J. Skeets has a fence, so
Yeah, I do.
so does Phil Elder.
That's right.
Oh, superstitions.
Oh!
When you believe in things that you don't understand, then you suffer.
Yep.
That's what superstitions are.
Yeah.
Well, I guess, okay, first question. Did you grow up in a superstitious house? Because I have to admit that I did. Not on my mom's side, my dad's side. My dad had this thing where if he was sitting on the floor, like, say, watching TV or something, you couldn't step over his legs.
Wow.
And if you did, you had to step back over them. Because it's you would think, well, you're doing it twice as bad.
Yeah.
No, you're canceling it out.
Okay. Wait, so as an adult, I can't even think of a single time my dad was sitting on the floor,
Yeah, that's...
watching TV.
Actually, my dad used to play cards on the floor, like solitaire,
Oh, okay.
sort of. So I guess you could have stepped
Sounds like
over
your
him.
family didn't have a Japanese tatami room, JD.
No, you're right. You're right. Very superstitious household, though, from my mom.
Oh, yeah?
What was the big ones?
Oh, spilling salt.
Oh, yeah.
What is that for? Can you tell me what that's for? Throwing salt over the shoulder, you mean?
Yeah. It's bad luck if you
spill
don't
salt,
do that.
you throw it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you spill salt, you have to throw it over your left shoulder.
You have to make more of a
specifically.
mess.
Yeah. Yeah, on your back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know I don't know if it's the devil looking over your left shoulder and you just to get rid of it.
Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Sodium Spider-Man?
Yeah.
I wonder if actually that is a Sodom and Gomorrah thing. You know, because they turn into salt. Could that be something?
Maybe. My mom, born in Belfast, hardcore Irish.
Yeah, Irish,
like,
you're going to get that. Yeah, it's not her fault.
So she's not walking under ladders.
No.
She's not black cats. Yeah.
No, actually, Black Cat's Lucky, which was sort of...
Well, which one is it?
Yeah, it's when
Yeah.
people get to decide what they
yeah.
think.
It's like, oh, no, that's Lucky, actually.
Yeah.
It's like getting crapped on by a bird.
Oh, yeah.
Is that Lucky
Right.
or not?
Oh, it's Lucky.
Okay.
Make you feel better about getting shit on by a bird.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, but exactly. Yeah, like rain on your wedding day. Mm-hmm. We tell people it's good luck because we don't want
Yeah.
them to feel bad
You're
about
spinning
themselves.
it. Yeah, right.
Oh, I was praying for rain at my wedding. I mean, it was outdoors. It went off without a hitch. Everyone said it was one of the most beautiful things they ever witnessed. And here, women, their high heels are getting stuck in mud. Men are putting their blazers over their head. But I would have loved that.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so I mean, I'm going to say superstition is not good. I am creating an exemption for cultural superstitions.
Okay.
Like, for instance, it was, Chinese New Year not that long ago. We gave the daughter of a friend a Chinese New Year card. And I forget the rule, but it's like, I think it's no even numbers. Or it's only even numbers. I don't know which. We didn't, but we respected it.
Yeah.
We respected it. Even though
Fine.
giving them $5 was easy, no.
Well, what about
Added
a building
$1.
that doesn't have like 8 floors in it because they're considered unlucky?
Oh, the 13th floor, you mean?
Well, it's not just the 13th.
sometimes-
It's a bunch of different. I don't know what they are off the top of my head, but there are unlucky numbers, in the Chinese culture, and they don't. They like
Chinese
in Toronto.
culture. In America, there's no 13th floor.
Okay, that
In
yeah.
a lot of buildings.
When
I'm
I'm a hardliner. I do not exempt cultural.
No exemption.
No
cultural
exemption.
So
I
you
would-
would give the child.
I would no.
you
I
would give
would
the child an odd number of dollars,
Just-
thereby cursing them
Yeah,
forever.
for like,
No, I wouldn't do that. Well, you know what? I would do that. I would do that because I wouldn't have thought of it. You know what I mean? Like accidentally, I would have done it. Then I would have been a buffoon, I suppose. But also, it's superstition.
you know,
so-
there was something exhilarating like about being a kid, being told don't walk under a ladder. That's bad luck. But then the first time you did it,
Yeah.
like I actually remember like what's gonna like you're like, well, what's gonna happen here, or like, and then you're nothing, and you're like, oh
Yeah.
But it was like, oh, that was fun. I'm
Yeah.
breaking rules here.
Yeah.
Testing.
Yeah. Okay. How about
Tempting
where you
fate.
just go, hey God, fuck you.
Okay.
Yeah. Smite me.
Yeah.
Smite me down right here.
Yeah. I want to.
Not gonna happen.
Can we go back to
Now,
this?
could he take away our internet connection?
Wow.
He could.
If the power goes out right now.
He's
it'd be
very
trippy.
powerful.
Yeah.
Can we go quickly back to this your dad thing? The stepping over your dad while he's on the ground over
Yeah,
his
he
legs?
doesn't like it.
That's a
doesn't like
superstition
it.
I've never heard.
I've never heard that, and now I just want to like dunk on your dad and step over him.
That's why he didn't make it to the pros.
Yeah. Like I want to like Allen Iverson
Yeah.
step over your dad, Ty Lue style, and just see your dad freak out. Great.
He was posterized once. He said, "Jump back over me." I'm leaving."
Jump back over me, Allen.
In my mind, I want your dad to be like, "Don't walk over me; it's bad luck." And then you do it, and he punches you right in the
Right in
dick.
the
You know,
nuts,
right?
yeah.
Boom!
Yeah.
I told you not. I told you it was bad luck.
That being said, do you not knock on wood? I knock on wood. Like
Yeah.
if there's no wood, I'll knock on something else.
You'll knock
Mind the old head.
Well, what about stepping on cracks? When did you stop doing that? No,
No.
Well,
No. I mean that's just for fun. Like find a penny, pick it up all the day, you'll have good luck. No, no. But yeah. So superstitions,
generally down.
mixed opinions
Yeah,
on those.
yeah.
But be free. Be free.
Yeah,
Live your life.
free yourself.
Spin that wheel, JD. Ooh, what about Friday the 13th? Does that scare you?
No, my dad was born on Friday the 13th. Yeah.
Explains a lot. Oh, rewatching TV shows / movies you've seen before.
Oh wow.
I'm gonna be brave and say no. I don't like this, and I don't do it. We're in a rewatchable culture right now.
Yeah.
Would you not say?
100%.
Yeah.
So I'm left to believe that people love rewatching things. I mean, I hear about it all the time. I just watched Mr. and Mrs. Smith, the movie, the OG movie.
Okay.
I think that's a movie they've done on the rewatchables, for instance.
Yeah.
The first time I watched it, I was like, I barely made it through the first time. Why would I ever want to rewatch this?
Yeah. Well, why would you rewatch it?
Well, people love rewatching movies.
But why that one?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Well,
why do you pick
whatever.
a good movie?
I don't know. I love Sneakers. Okay, Sneakers is one of my favorite movies from the 90s. It's
Yeah.
got Redford. Poitier. River Phoenix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All Dan Aykroyd. Okay, yeah, it's a great cast.
Yes.
I love that movie, and I really wanted Jill to see it, which she had not seen it. And I rewatched it, and I was like, okay, yeah, I don't know. This probably wasn't great. I mean, no, it's still a good movie in my head, but I'm just saying I didn't really. All I learned from it was like, oh yeah, there was some weird messages in this thing. Or, I remember rewatching Adventures in Babysitting, a movie I loved as a kid. There's an F-bomb, not the fuck word. Two straight like teenage characters just casually saying it to each other. And I was like, oh, that's kind of funny. That's why I guess we grew up thinking this was okay. So I don't gain anything from it.
But we should really, I think, be focusing on TV shows.
Right.
Rewatching and less movies, because like obviously you're gonna rewatch movies, like, and people have their
why
favorites.
is it obvious? Do you not feel like there is so much content? I'm never gonna get to the end of it, let alone I'm never even gonna watch everything I want to watch. Don't you feel like it's a waste of time to go backwards?
No, I mean, look, I have never gone to a movie theater to rewatch the same movie, so that is where I do draw the line. People will go see like the new Dune, and then they're like, I'm going back to see it again, or I'm going to see it a third time. Like, people do that with movies all the time.
I've definitely done that.
Yeah, you've done it. Yeah.
For sure.
I've never done that. For whatever reason, I'm like, I don't need to see it again in the movie theater. Of course, I'll watch it again at home, or I've watched some of my favorite movies multiple times. But what I think fascinating, Matt, is a television show. And I am very much pro it is good to rewatch a good television show. Nora's rewatched The Sopranos like 5 times at this point in her life. I just did it again for the second time. And then I just did first season of True Detective. It was awesome.
Same.
Dare I say it was better than watching it the first time.
Really?
Yeah. It was good. It was so good.
There's a lot I forgot as well. In True Detective the first time.
Absolutely. And then like I want to rewatch Mad Men, but I don't think we have it, so I don't think I'll be doing that. But I'm pro, like, the right show. I think is a fun rewatch, because you are taking it in differently, because of
You're
course
older.
Yeah, I guess. But like the only one that I find myself rewatching is The British Office every like year or a couple of years, because there's something about the humor in that where I like. It's just hearing, Ricky's voice and his intonation and his cadence, and there's something I like about, even if I know the joke word for word, it still makes me laugh.
Yeah.
Whereas a punchline that I know, like we also will rewatch Seinfeld sometimes if it's like we got 30 minutes before we want to go to bed and we just want something light, turn the brain off. And I'm never like dying laughing. It is comforting in that sense.
Yeah.
But
really, you're not laughing at old Seinfelds? I do all the time. Like,
I'm smiling.
God, I forgot how funny this guy was.
Some smirking.
Wow.
A light chuckle.
Okay. You want to maybe adjust your edibles there, man. Why? Show's hilarious. They're bringing you down.
I mean, that's I'm willing to listen to that. Anyways, when it's for something, like when we've had to rewatch a movie for the show, when we're going to talk about it, that's enjoyable. So I understand the rewatchabling from that perspective.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I don't know. There's just so many movies that's like Back to the Future, Goonies. I don't know. Like, seemingly people our age are rewatching these movies all the time, and I don't understand. Now, if you're showing your kids, if you have kids, that's a different category.
That's different. Yeah.
Which I do. I watch. One of the reasons we watched True Detective season 1 is because the kids hadn't seen it, and Lincoln was totally.
That's a good reason. That's a good reason to rewatch something.
I want to watch. I've been thinking recently. I'm like, I want to watch The Leftovers again.
I've never watched that.
Yeah.
It looks too sad.
It's sad. It's sad. I mean, it's really well done, I think.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I remember parts of it, but now I want to watch it in like the, what is it, 3-season run, I think.
It's 3, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a Lindelof guy.
Yeah. Sure. You want to do Lost?
Well, we got one honest man and 2 perverts that just love rewatching. They just need to be comfortable.
What movie do you think you've watched the most amount of times? And
That's a really good question.
And you can count, well, probably will be counting it being on television.
Well, I just think the answer is, and I guess I'm not really happy to say this, I think it might be Annie Hall.
Wow.
I was not expecting that.
No, same here. Okay.
Woody Allen sicko over there.
And we're the perverts.
Yeah. He's calling us perverts.
Fucking nerds.
This guy.
Uh-oh. Better throw some salt over my shoulder.
What about you, Skeets?
Well, it's probably Rad, obviously. But you know what?
Yeah.
I've watched Interstellar a lot.
Yeah.
It's on TV a lot.
I could never watch that movie
Oh, my
again.
God.
Yeah.
Well, me,
Have you figured it out?
No, I'm still figuring it out. That's why I'm rewatching it.
Is Murph still behind the bookshelf?
Murph! Have you heard this idea? And I every time I watch it, I'm like, we really should do this. Our mutual friend, Sam, who has been on this show before.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
We talked a long time ago. He loves Interstellar as well. He knows I do. And we were like, we need to do a version of like the Rocky Horror Picture Show with Interstellar in a movie theater.
Yeah.
And then come up with like the things to do.
all the bits.
Like obviously yelling Murph. There's the Eureka moment. Everybody could throw paper in the air.
Yeah.
You know, stuff we could do with corn on fire, I'm sure. Anyway, so we were like spitballing ideas. And like every time I watch it, I'm like, honestly, it's a really fun idea. And I think there's enough sickos like us that really like that movie that would like get into it.
Yeah.
So it's going to happen.
You could boo Matt Damon when he comes on?
Totally. Like we could have like a lot of fun things.
But the problem is that Rocky Horror is in and of itself fun. It has songs and it's campy, so it really lends itself to that. But I think you could pull it off.
I think we could.
I think you should just remake it, but make it a campy musical, and then incorporate all that stuff.
Jeez. I mean, I love listening
all
to the
the ladies, all the fellas watching Interstellar.
I'd watch that.
Yeah, same.
What's your movie?
Me?
Yeah.
Raiders of the Lost Ark,
Oh,
by
right,
far.
right.
I saw it.
I've
I
watched
saw
it,
it like 8 times in the theater in its original run.
That's crazy.
But I was I was 13 or 10.
Oh yeah, but you've probably seen Star Wars a shit ton of times.
I've seen Star Wars probably just as much.
Wow.
Yeah.
Enough time to know that Han shot first. I mean, or was that what the people say? I don't even know. I haven't watched it enough.
Han shot first.
He did.
All right, spin the wheel of death. Now, we haven't had any repeats. Last time we had a big disaster where we had a repeat. Has not happened. Bagging your own groceries.
Yes.
Yes. Immediate yes. Skeets, immediate yes.
Absolutely good. I like to do it. Reason I like to do it? I like to get in and out of the grocery store as fast as humanly possible. I don't want to be there to begin with, but
Yep.
you know, I will be there, of course, with Nora. She's doing all the hard work, picking things out, figuring out what we're going to eat. But when it comes to that checkout, let me help you. I don't care. I don't care what's with what's, you know, with the Clorox with my chicken. I don't care. It doesn't matter. It's not going to leak. So I'm just all speed. And, you know, I think I could see why maybe someone listening out there, maybe they're a bagger or maybe they're a checkout person, like, I think if you got the wrong person doing it, it would be frustrating because then they're actually a hindrance to you. Mm-hmm. But not me. They're like, they basically want to give me a job. They're like, you want to stick around for a little bit? Make a few extra bucks? Because I'm quick with it.
Yeah.
I love it. My whole game is always like, can I bag it as fast as they're doing the actual checkout?
Right.
I don't want it to like build up or anything. So yeah, I'm definitely team good.
Have you been to Costco? Because
no,
they're good. They're good. All the that's the major leagues of bagging.
Okay.
And they don't even have bags
or boxing.
They have their boxes and they're all different size boxes, and they're incredible.
Yeah, I'm not a Costco guy, but I've been there and I have seen it. You're right. That's next level. Yeah. Those are the best of the best.
Yeah, they're the best.
Yeah.
Skeets, you made a great point that I hadn't thought of. Is that really you would think that the people bagging professionally would be the best at it and one should just leave it to the experts, but they're almost too good at it where they're trying to avoid you complaining, right?
Yes.
So yeah, they can't put the detergent with a frozen food or a frozen food with a vegetable or something like that. And because surely it's happened that they have and that someone has complained and said, why is this with that?
Yeah.
But no one should care about that.
No, and they're also, some of them are really good, but like sometimes they're not going for speed here either.
Right.
Like this is their job, so they're like, oh, I may as well make this last a little bit here, and like you're just like, come on, like I'm the worst at someone taking longer than they need to do something. Like I am the worst person to see that happen in front of.
Then why don't you scan?
I'd gladly scan. Well, I mean, I do self checkout now. I mean, when I can, if I don't have like an insane amount of things.
Mm-hmm. That should be an option. You just go 4 arms, and like I'll get my wife and a volunteer. We're now an octopus, and we're just scanning everything at 8 times the speed.
I do like it when they're like, Because you can't have the person doing the checkout part that they also are bagging. Like, that's a lot. It's a big ask.
Well, that does. At Trader Joe's,
a ton.
Often.
Yes.
Sometimes they'll ring the bell. Someone will come over and relieve.
Right.
Like, it's like the
go to the
Joe
pen.
Torre going out to the mound. He's like, all right, we got to
get a lefty in
bring
here.
someone in.
But they like
The
it.
cashier's kicking dirt at him. Come on, let me go.
If there's someone helping, then, like, look, I mean, I'm not going to, like, try and take their job. Like, I get it. But, yeah, if they're solo, I'm not even saying, I'm like, I'm going to do this. Like, you keep them coming. I got you.
Yeah.
And then there's a dance. And then they're like, whoa, look at this guy go. Look at
Okay,
this guy.
when you're at a Trader Joe's, and you're doing it yourself, you pick in paper or plastic?
I'm bringing my own bags, my man.
Oh,
Come
good
on.
boy.
That's the other part. That's the other part. I've got the bags. I know the setup.
You know
I know
what
the
they're like.
structure of these bags.
You know the structure.
I know the
You know
order.
what they can take.
I know the order of the bags. I know the weight they can take. Yes. Right. This is my instruments.
So you guys are coming
Yeah.
at this as two guys who don't have kids. I have 2 kids, and my goal, I don't care how long it takes. I stroll around that grocery store like a 19th century dandy fop with my hands behind my back, strolling around. I got one kid on the cart, one kid getting the groceries, and then when we get to checkout, they take care of it all. They take care of it. I don't care how long it takes. I'll be in the car. I'll see you there, boys.
Wow.
And they take care of everything.
I don't think my grandpa ever went into a grocery store. He would always have a nap in the car. I always remember this. He would take us if we went with grandma, and, like, she would obviously go in and do all the grocery shopping, and he would never go in. He hates it. Just couldn't stand it, and he would just have a nap in the car. Never saw him in
Kroger? Don't know her. All right, spin that wheel, JD. I think we maybe have time for one more, maybe 2 more, depending how quickly we go. I mean, we barely got to any of these. God damn it.
Oh,
it happened.
no.
It happened.
no, you jinxed it.
I jinxed it. 2 bagging your. It's interesting. It always goes double back to back. You know what I mean? It doesn't bring up, like, the first one and then as the 5th one.
Okay, let's try again.
Okay, that's probably God. That's when I swore at God.
Yeah. Okay, what's this?
Watching sports on tape delay. Okay, this is an interesting one. We can go through this quickly, but maybe I put this on here because you guys always, when you were watching a bunch of basketball games, would tape some, and you would extol the virtues of doing this and be like, oh, it's great. I could fast forward through them. And even I've heard you say, Skeets, sometimes I'll see the score and I'll like watching the game more knowing the score because then I'm thinking like, wow, I know the end result, but I don't know how it happened, and that's appealing to me. Mm-hmm. But I do not, maybe I just don't love sports the way you do, but I don't feel the same way. For me, the whole point of sports is really the one thing where it's live and I don't know what's going to happen. And if I'm watching it alone, I can go on Twitter and see people, making mountains out of molehills or explaining things that I don't understand. That's really the whole part of the experience. If it's taped, even if I don't know the score, it's not nearly as enjoyable because then I'm like, shit, should I just jump to the second quarter? Shit, should I just jump like to halftime? You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So anyways, defend yourself.
Well, I mean, like you said, this is my job to watch a lot of basketball, to have a take on most of these games or whatever's happening. So it's like this is just helpful for me. Now the NBA has made it a lot easier for someone like me to do my job because they cut together these 10-minute highlights now or condensed games and like. I don't care if I know the score, though. I want to see how it gets there. That I have no problem with. But it probably is part of, like, it's just because I do a basketball show. I can't say I'd feel that way. Like, I wouldn't want to have known the Super Bowl result, right? Like,
right.
So things like where it's not a job, I'm with you, Matt. It's like, no, I'm not watching that on tape delay. I'm like, I know who wins. Like, why would I do that? But for basketball, I don't care. I have to almost, because otherwise I'm just not going to be able to watch as much as I want to.
Yeah.
Okay, but like, what if you taped a football game on a random Sunday because you were out running? That would be as enjoyable to you?
No, definitely not. Yeah, so it's a job requirement. So the basketball part, the tape delay part.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Don't do it. All right, let's hit one more.
Okay.
And maybe one more after that.
Yeah, we're flying.
Maybe one more after that. No, we're flying. Now we've okay. Latte art.
Wow.
Latte art.
I'm in on it. I love it.
Wow. Don't care for it.
Really?
I'm out. Why do you like it?
Yeah.
I mean, okay, sorry. It does look cool sometimes.
It looks cool, and I feel like the coffee's going to taste better. It's just going to taste.
Well, you eat first with your eyes or drink first with your eyes.
Presentation is everything.
Okay.
I love getting a Guinness with a clover or a heart on it, which they don't really do. I've never had that here. Back home, they did it all the time, and in Ireland, they do it all the time as well. But it's not a stamp. It's like latte art. They would, do a little swirly, with the glass and make a thing.
Oh, yeah, you're right. We had one recently, though. I don't know if you were with us. I know what you're talking about now that you say that.
Oh, so here in Atlanta.
I don't know if it was here in Atlanta or if we were traveling somewhere, but yeah, that rings a bell now that there was a little art in it. Guinness.
The latte stuff I love. Little whatever that thing is. What is that thing that they do? The standard.
Yeah, well, exactly. A fern?
Whatever it is, it looks cool.
Well, whatever it is. But during the pandemic, when everyone was getting into these little niche hobbies and making sourdough, one of the things was I saw so many videos of people teaching me how to do the latte art. I've never done it, but really it's just this. You go big circle, then you go shunk.
Yeah.
That's latte art.
I mean, well, but then people do like crazy stuff because they're very talented.
Yeah.
It's something that also shouldn't work. It seems like it shouldn't work, doesn't it? Like when you see the people doing it, you're like, how is that going to produce something on the top?
It's true.
And yet it does.
I know. It's cool.
It's like witchcraft.
Why are you out on this?
I just think that, I guess it depends. It depends. I don't want to be standing in a longer line because they're making latte.
Yeah, that's.
Okay, that's fair, I guess. But I feel like the person knows what they're doing. But they're still pouring it in. I don't know. I like it.
Okay. Yeah. Maybe I didn't have as strong an opinion as I thought I did. Okay, spin that wheel one more time. Okay. There's some ones on here that I really hope we get. And vaping indoors.
I can't imagine that was one of them. Vaping indoors.
I'll be brave and say we should be allowed to vape indoors.
Okay.
Wow. Okay.
Because I'll go to concerts and they will literally be confiscating people's vapes at the door.
That's ridiculous.
Get the fuck out of here. We invented a technology that's not smoke. It's not smoke, people. It's the same thing, I think, could be wrong, as boiling water and then the vapor is coming. It's like if a bar had a rule that said no boiling water in here. Wouldn't that be crazy, folks? It would be insane. But it's not. It's just water vapor going into the air. Now, I'm sure if we Googled it, there would be some AC repair person that would say it's going to get into the ducts. But what would be worse, truly? Vapor going in the air at a concert venue, or beer spilt on the floor, or popcorn kernels that fall under the seat, or any, stinky sweat that gets on chairs. Sweat vapors aren't going into the AC? Anyways, I don't think this is our biggest problem. I think we invented a kind of smoking that somehow works indoors. We should be allowing people to do it.
Do you think it's not allowed in some of these spaces because someone else who probably doesn't smoke is seeing what appears to be smoke even though it's not, and that's the stink, that they're not the actual stink because it sort of doesn't smell all that much, but they're like, look, they're smoking. You can't smoke indoors next to me. Is that what?
Yeah, I think it's partly that.
Yeah,
I think it's also
so
partly we're trying to curb nicotine use in any form, which is good.
Yeah.
And all these laws, you can't smoke here, you can't smoke in a bar, you can't smoke on a plane, movie theater, then to you can't even smoke right next to the door of this office building. It has curbed smoking. Making it inconvenient for people to smoke does put the rate of smoking down.
Right.
But I just think vapes, especially in certain scenarios, the whole point of them is they don't really smell, and it's not really
that's
smoke.
That's not exactly
I guess they
true.
do.
That's not true.
Yeah, I guess people are I don't want to walk through a cloud of vape smoke. Fine, but can we at least agree that concerts and bars?
Yeah,
100%.
Bars, concerts,
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Good. All right. Well, we came to an agreement on that one.
Good.
All right, Skeets, I want to get this with you, and it is a settle this. You're going to see why I want to ask you this. Hi, Matt. I was at a wedding recently, and as I watched a dance circle form and saw various people taking turns letting loose at center stage, I found myself questioning the goodness of certain notorious dance moves. You can tackle them individually if you wish, but part of me is also wondering if it's just the act of choosing to do a notorious dance move that is in fact not good. Big fan of the show, always love the complainted area, And it's as if that segment grew legs and mutated into an hour-long production. I'm all in on it. Cheers, Neil. Thank you, Neil.
Nice.
So Neil listed a bunch of dance moves, and I added some to it.
Okay.
But since you are a renowned dancer,
Yes.
renowned dance circle enthusiast, I thought you might have opinions on these.
Yeah,
All right, first
I
one,
won a couple Cable Facts awards for my dancing.
Be honest. Honorable mentions.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
true. That's true.
Still.
All right, just give me your gut reaction when I say them.
Okay.
The worm.
No.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean,
I think it's a bit of a showstopper.
in a bar though. It's pretty gross. Like you are.
Oh, you're saying
Yeah,
it
but
from
that's
the hygiene.
that's what's so great about it is the
commitment?
commitment to it.
Okay, yeah, and like you can be bad at it. You know, you
Yeah.
see people try, and like, what are you doing? You're just lying down. You're barely doing anything. But,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
The last time I saw that in the wild, it was a work colleague of ours. Do you remember this?
Oh, I remember that. How could I forget?
And
Skeets doesn't remember. Las Vegas.
Las Vegas, it was.
I think I have an idea who you're talking about.
I would describe her as sturdy.
Right.
She killed it,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah,
Like
no.
it was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so worm.
Okay.
Worm good, I say.
Okay,
Worm good.
scuba diver.
What's that one?
Is it just like? No, I mean, that's so old.
It's like very bat tootsy.
Nah. Out.
No, hard no on this one. I for some reason it grosses me out. I can't explain it.
It grosses you out.
Yeah, I
but
find
someone
it
doing
gross.
the worm on the ground of a bar, you're like, hey.
Yeah, I'm a weird guy. Okay, the scuba diver is you hold your nose and then you move your arm as if you're going under the water.
But you also lower your body, right? Like,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But is that swimming though? Because there's like you'll see like that,
Yeah.
like people doing like a front stroke,
Okay.
and then I've seen some people say that is like jumping into the water, like a
Oh.
cannonball.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Sure.
But I don't hold your nose if if it's like trying to be fun and sexy. You know, I don't want anyone holding their nose.
Right.
Okay.
Fair.
Stirring the pot.
Okay, like.
Now that you got the
This
tight
thing.
pot. Oh,
Yeah.
interesting. See, there's a two-handed pot.
Yeah.
That's what the cauldron.
Like a
I
witch's
think.
cauldron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Witch's
There's
brew.
this one that Skeets just did, a one-handed
Yeah,
pot.
yeah.
He's just casually stirring
making a muffin
some
mix.
Sunday gravy.
Yeah.
Okay.
But then there's also there's it's not really stirring a pot, but there's the wide
Yeah.
arms full extended.
Yeah.
I think
doing
it's
that.
a fine move.
Fine move.
I think it shows you have rhythm. It can, at least. And yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, great. Night at the Roxbury. So that's the shaking your head thing. And unfortunately, it does lead to the three men that think it's a cool idea to shake their head like that to surrounding a woman
Yeah,
and humping her.
Yeah.
Right,
So
right,
it-
right.
it's a slippery slope with that one. I mean,
Yeah.
it does make me laugh a little bit if done correctly.
Yeah.
But you're right. It encourages some lewd behavior. So
Yes, but if there's consent with all parties.
Yeah, but the point
I'm in
is
on
that
it.
the night at the
I know,
Roxbury
but
Bros don't ask for consent.
Right, but in the real world, as a bit, if four people are doing it as a bit, and the female is consenting, then I'm fine with it because
Yeah,
it's funny.
I don't like the move in a circle though. This is important. Like I think it's funny if everybody's dancing and then it's sort of one guy starts doing it, then maybe a couple other people start doing it.
Right,
But like
right.
in the middle of a dance circle to do it, because now you have to keep the bit going. Yeah, you got to get more people doing the head bob and then the hump. Because otherwise,
Does it need to be Hadaway's "What Is Love" playing to do it? I say yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Okay.
So-
the Hadaway exception.
Sure.
There we go. The moonwalk. No. You respect the man that invented that dance. Well, I don't know if you respect him, but like, I did watch a 40 Years of Thriller documentary.
Yeah.
It's actually pretty good. It's on Showtime, and just to see how like that he invented that kind of out of nowhere and how it like took the world by storm.
Yeah. People are like freaked out.
But so what? Well, I don't
Well,
understand.
I need to know that you can literally do it the same.
Yeah.
Or I
if-
don't want to see it.
You have to be able
Yeah,
to do
you
it
have
well
to be
because
do-
most
yeah.
people can't.
No, yeah,
Even when
most
they
people
think
can't.
they're killing it, you're like, that doesn't look that
Yeah,
good.
you're just walking backwards.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fair enough, but I mean, all of these dance moves were invented by somebody,
Yeah.
and I may or may not respect them, but I'm doing them.
Yeah. You would do the moonwalk?
I would try.
No, but that's my point. Like,
He's
know
saying-
you can do it, and if you know you can do it, do it. And we'll be like, whoa, is that guy walking on the moon? How's that possible, considering we've never been there? Okay, Charleston knees. You know, this is like you got your knees out, and then you're kind of leaning down, and then you're going switching them across.
Yeah.
In an illusion that I know how it works, but I'm amazed every time.
Yeah, it's someone that can really do it well. You're like, how are they doing that? It's just not. I don't think it's gonna fit with a lot of music today. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it's like you said. It's almost like a little magic trick. It's like, oh, look at this guy.
I like the old timey juxtaposition. Like, you know, you got "Yeah" by Usher playing, and you do break that out. I mean, this is great to me.
I think the Charleston and Usher's both came out in the same year, actually.
Oh, wow. Aging ourselves.
You know, was it you that had that wallet, Skeets, where, fuck, it's kind of hard to explain, but you would put money on it, and then you would flip it over, and then the money would go into the band,
totally.
and then you flip it back, and that's what those knees do. It's like, I watch you doing the wallet thing like 10 times, and I'm like, I get it, but I still don't really get it.
You're right. I missed that wallet. It was a good wallet.
That wallet was called the Bee's Knees.
That was the cat's pajamas. All right. Well, I mean, there's so many more classic dance moves. Let me just ask you this. A new one I'm seeing online.
Yeah.
New to me. Rock the boat. You know, rock the boat, don't rock the boat, baby, rock the boat. Yeah. Okay. People are sitting on the floor in lines. So, like, you sit on the floor, then I sit on the floor behind you, then someone sits on the floor behind me, and we, like, rock the boat. Like, we're sitting in a boat.
So I wonder what your dad thinks of that dance move.
He's got to be careful.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait, this is current? Like,
I don't know. I've just seen it online a lot lately.
What, like, people, like, at nightclubs where...
No.
It's a TikTok thing.
Okay, so they're just doing it. Right.
No, like, weddings and stuff.
So that's what I mean. Like, on an actual dance floor, people are they're sitting down and not rocking the boat or rocking the boat.
I haven't seen this one.
I have not seen it either. I've seen it.
But it's well, I was just gonna say it's in line of like doing the tunnel and everyone walks under it, or the Soul Train.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
When I was in Europe in the 90s, when the Sit Down by James, remember that song? Deep cut.
No.
It was a huge hit over there.
I think Laid is the only James song I know.
Anyway, whenever it would play, the entire dance floor would sit down. They would all. Then it was fucking weird to see.
Holy.
But literally everybody in the club
and dance while sitting down.
Yeah, and yeah.
Wow, I've never.
Okay,
I don't even know this song.
It's hard to believe, but there used to be a time when people would dance to songs that had guitars in them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
It's crazy, but somehow people did it.
I mean, I felt really old when this happened, but I recently went to an overtime elite basketball game here, and it's like, 16, 17-year-old getting paid to play basketball, and they put on a great production. Like, I think it's on Amazon Prime and stuff like that. Like, it's really slick, and it's really geared towards kids. And so at one point, they had, probably at halftime, they had 3 kids come out to have like a little dance contest. You seen how kids dance nowadays? It's hilarious because it's not like music comes on and no one is actually really dancing with your feet, which is generally I thought the body parts you use to dance with.
Yeah.
Not me.
Well, no, you've always been, you were ahead of the game, Matt, but it's all, they're like these little TikTok, like it's just all little hand gestures, like they're just like, it's like, but it's
like popping and locking? Or?
No, not popping and locking. It's just, I don't even know what they are. I'm
it's
sure
just
they
dancing
all have,
from the waist up.
Yeah, and it's all, but like, it's all, they all have dance moves. They're moves that they've learned on TikTok. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
but I just feel so old because I'm like, it's not to the music at all. It doesn't matter. And they're just stringing together all these little, it's just so funny to see. And everyone's like, oh, they're killing it. I'm like, what do you mean?
People in the crowd are like, oh my God, she just pulled off a peace sign into a heart.
It's so wild. It's like, they've switched it up.
Into relaxing,
like,
hands behind the head.
They're like, forget the legs. We're now arm dancing. Yeah.
Wow.
This is the worm now.
Yeah. Anyway, I felt old. I was like, wow. I know this stuff's all going on in TikTok, and I see like my godkids doing it and stuff. But now they just string it all together, and that's dancing.
Wow.
How about a yard sign with a kid doing that with a circle and a line through it, just to get off my lawn?
Hey, no grittying on my lawn.
They figured it out because the feet is the hardest part of dancing, I think.
Bingo.
100%.
Yeah.
So
they're like, let's just remove that part.
wow.
Like they do a lot of bouncing. It's a lot of bouncing, these moves, and then a lot of the these upper body like gestures. I guess is the best way to put them.
Well, parents out there, watch your kids. Make sure they're dancing with their legs, okay?
Don't let them have TikTok. I mean, that's the key right there.
These kids will do anything not to get any exercise, am I right?
Right.
All right, there's only one thing left to do, and that's play subjective trivia. Subjective trivia, it's just like regular trivia, except only I know the answer. Skeets, you were just in Indiana for the All-Star game. Haha, you weren't. We pre-taped this.
I will be.
But you only learned that at the end. So what are you going to do now? Not listen to the last 3 minutes of the show? You're all in, baby. We had to pre-tape just before you left because you're going, JD's going. So that's just the name of the game.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. But since you were just in Indiana, do you know who else is from, or not who else? Do you know who is from Indiana?
David Letterman.
Axl Rose.
JD? You got it.
Yes. That's
not the subjective trivia question, but
is David Letterman from there?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, he is. Okay, so today's question is Axl Rose, lead singer of Guns N' Roses, obviously. So today's question is, of Guns N' Roses' top 5 most streamed songs on Spotify,
Oh boy.
which is the best one? And I'm going to give them to you in order. So this is order of most popular to least popular of their top 5 most streamed songs on Spotify. Sweet Child of Mine.
Yep.
Welcome to the Jungle.
Yep.
Paradise City.
Yep.
November Rain.
Okay. There we go.
And then, I don't think you would ever guess this, Knocking on Heaven's Door, the cover
Wow.
No, I
of
would
the
not.
Bob Dylan song.
Oh, okay. And so, what's the question?
What does he think is
Which
the best?
is the best one
Just
of
the best.
of their top 5 most streamed songs? Which is the best one?
Okay.
My answer is written right here on this shitty piece of paper because I forgot to get a cue card.
Okay. So, JD,
I don't like this question because I'm going to lose respect for you if you don't. If
he doesn't have
you're
the
not
right answer,
correct.
which is what?
Well, I knew JD would be excited about this.
It's
'cause you
gonna
probably
be-
have the strongest opinion on this of any of these subjective trivia.
Yeah. I mean, the top 3 are from Appetite for Destruction. Any of those 3 are acceptable.
Okay. So we are cutting November Rain and we're cutting the cover, of course. I'm fine.
I mean, you
Absolutely
guys
fine
are
with
of a different generation. I think that November Rain might be a little more popular.
that. Nah, Matt's not picking that. I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not saying popular, I'm saying best.
Yeah.
Best. Okay.
He doesn't. Think
Okay. So let's stick to the top 3.
Yeah.
Just because we know he's a man of taste.
Yeah.
Sweet Child of Mine, they're all bangers.
Yeah.
Welcome to the. I could go anyway. So
Here's how I'd
where
like
are you leaning?
Well, I
Where
don't
are you
know.
leaning?
Here's how I'd like to try and tackle it. Which song would Matt most want to sing at karaoke?
Okay.
That's how I'm looking at it.
Okay.
Because he likes the song and maybe
Mm-hmm.
the people singing along with it. Like, but they're all good. Is the problem?
They're all good. Sweet Child of Mine is the best karaoke of them all.
To me, it's gotten it down thinking that way to Sweet Child of Mine and Paradise City.
Okay.
That's what I sort of think. It's
Okay.
between those two.
All right. I like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but I have to defer to you on this one. This is tough for me.
I feel okay. Let's go Paradise City because I think Sweet Child of Mine a little too basic for Mario.
Right. And he's not going to pick the most popular
No.
song.
No. Even though it is a great song.
Oh, yeah.
It's great for karaoke because it is
Yeah, it
probably
is.
the most sing-alongable.
Yeah, it is.
Crowd pleaser, but let's go Paradise City because it's a deeper cut, and Matteo is a deep cut kind of guy.
All right.
You're calling Paradise City a deep cut.
Well, of the 5.
For this
of the
list,
5.
I guess. Yeah. Okay. What is it?
Okay, well, you ever go on a hike and then you realize you're in the wrong place and you're like, when did I make the wrong turn? And then you look back and you're like, at the start where there was like 3 paths to go down, you just went down the wrong one from the very start.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I just witnessed here.
Oh.
Wow.
no.
Wow.
November Rain?
November Rain.
November Rain! You called it, JD. Wow, you basic.
So basic.
Why is that basic?
I am
Fucking-
surprised.
I want to hear. I've heard "Welcome to the Jungle" at every goddamn sporting event I've went to. I've heard people sing the chorus to Paradise City in every single bar, karaoke room, gin joint I've ever been to. Sweet Child of Mine. I'm not saying it's bad,
Oh, that's great.
but November Rain.
It's too
The whole
long.
package.
It's
very
so
long.
Axl
cringe.
wanted to be Elton John, JD.
Yeah.
Okay, and he finally sat down at the piano and wrote one of the most touching ballads of all time. The record company said, "You got to cut it down." Axl said, "No way. We're putting 2 guitar solos in there. We're making one of the greatest videos of all time that I still don't fully understand."
Yeah, I was gonna say, did you pick this because it rains on the wedding day? Superstition that
Wow.
he wants to believe
Yeah,
in.
I'm sorry, JD. I'm sorry to disappoint you.
Wow.
But those songs are so fucked out. I mean, not that November Rain isn't fucked out. In the
I
sense, but
disagree.
it's so long you don't hear
I disagree.
it. What?
I disagree. Why would you disqualify something because you hear it at a sporting event?
Because everyone loves it.
Everyone
No,
loves
I just don't. I don't like those as songs as much. Like I wouldn't. If we're going based on, you have to play a song in your house now while you're washing the dishes.
Yeah.
I'm not picking any of those first 3.
So
I'm
I
only
screwed us
picking
up
those
by thinking of the karaoke sort of route.
Yeah, no,
because
that's
I've
fair.
never, and I've done karaoke with you, it feels like hundreds of times. I can't remember a single November Rain ever being put on the list.
No, but I think it would be fun.
It probably would be.
More
I
fun than
don't think
more
so.
fun than Paradise
You're
City.
wrong. You're wrong. It's
No one wants to hear Paradise City.
they don't want to hear November Rain. It's the most tedious song they do.
tedious.
Yeah,
Other
okay,
than
fine,
knocking
fine,
on
fine,
Heaven's
fine,
Door.
fine. Well, I didn't say best song to karaoke.
You said best song. Best song.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Of those
What,
five.
now every best song means you have to
No,
want to sing
I said
it
that
in
was my
front of
fault.
people?
That was my fault. I thought you would approach it that way. But instead you picked the worst song of the bunch.
I'm skipping that song if it comes on.
Wow.
Well,
There you go.
the game is you're supposed to get into my head.
You're right.
Yeah, I know.
You're right.
I know. We failed.
blew it.
We
I
failed.
feel-
Maybe it's because you had a hat on.
I took us down that path, Skeets, so I'm going to
Well,
take full
the
responsibility.
thing is that
I didn't think he'd
Skeets
pick
doesn't know me as well as Phil Elder knows
Yeah, that's
me.
right. That's right. Phil Elder said November Rain right away.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Next time we should have Phil Elder on.
Yeah, ask Phil next time.
It's been great. Do you think he'd come on the show?
I'll talk to him.
He's very reclusive. He's
Yeah,
reclusive.
yeah.
So
I'll
I'm
talk
talking
to
to you like James Lipton talking to Robert De Niro.
him.
Like,
Yeah.
is Travis Bickle in there? Can Travis Bickle come out? All right, Skeetsy, where can people find you?
You can follow the No Dunks across all the social media channels at No Dunks Inc. INC for the most part. Myself, I'm at JE Skeets. I have another burner account at Phil Elder.
Don't go there.
Not
Don't
be
go there.
accepting you to. But yeah, JE Skeets, No Dunks, all the regular spots.
join the Discord.
Join the No Dunks Discord. Don't get crazy with your AI generated
Nudes?
Yeah.
photos.
Do you allow
nudes.
nudes?
Do we allow nudes? I don't believe so.
think
I think
so.
it's in the guidelines. So yeah, you can't.
There's a
Like general Discord guidelines?
When you go to your Discord, do you have a bot that says hello to new people?
no. Well, no. We just
'Cause
have
we-
Rachel waving at.
I've heard that. That's true. Because we have one of the. I don't know if it's Mark or Hootski or whatever in ours. Like when someone new signs up, it's like a Garth Brooks saying like, "Let the conversation begin." It's like a gift. It's pretty funny.
we should have that.
yeah.
Yeah, and there's a barrier to entry. You have to agree to everything. Like
Yeah. There are rules.
Oh, we don't have that.
Yeah,
our barrier to entry is paying $5.
Oh, that's true. You're a gated.
By the way, $5 inappropriate to give to someone on Chinese New Year.
Oh,
Don't want to do that.
do it.
Okay.
Don't want to do it.
$6 okay.
$6 is great. And if I have that backwards, please don't get upset at me.
the real Lord of the Rings.
Oh, I think I was going to say that when I was in China, it was at the time when like you had to go buy a SIM for this is pre-iPhone. And I went and they just list all the possible numbers you can get like on a board, like they handwrite them. And they had different prices next to them. And there was one that had, I think it was a lot of 8s.
Yeah.
And it was cheap. And I was like, oh, 8s, this is great. Because I'll be able to remember because it was like 8 something 8. 8 blank 8,
Right. Yeah.
And I went to the counter. I was like, I'll take that one. And it was
They're like, oh, you.
like, so I goes, this is like, he was like, you fucking idiot. That's the worst number we have. That's the worst collection of 7 digits I've ever seen. Because they were unlucky.
Yeah. But did you go with it?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
And nothing happened to you.
No, my kidney was stolen.
Oh, damn.
Wow. Bad luck.
Woke up in a bath of ice. But when I did, I remembered my number.
That's right.
And that's what's important. Support the show, patreon.com/isthisgood. Send me emails, isthisgoodpod@gmail.com. And remember, rate us on Apple Podcasts and subscribe on YouTube so you could see that wheel in all its splendor and glory, spinning around, sometimes to the same topic twice in a row. But Wheel, we thank you for your service.
Thank you, Will.
Thank you, Will.
Thank you, Will. Thanks for listening. Thanks to JD. Thanks to the Wheel. Thanks to Skeets for coming on. Thanks in advance for leaving a 5-star review. For everyone, I'm Matt Austin, and this was good. We'll see you next week.
What am I doing?
Finger guns. What about lasso? Lasso.
Oh, pull me in.
Wild Wild West exception. If Wild Wild West is playing, you can do the lasso. But you gotta remember to shoot your guns and then holster them.
Yes.